Turning to this weekend's big story, Andrew Luck shocked the sports world on Saturday, announcing his retirement from the NFL at just 29 years old. After Saturday's preseason game, Colts owner Jim Irsay left the door open for Luck to come back after getting mentally and physically refreshed. The team gave Luck a nice parting gift, too, reportedly allowing the QB to keep almost $25 million in contract bonuses that they had the right to recoup if they had wanted to. So, Shannon, I'm going to start with you. Scale of 1 to 10. What do you give Andrew Luck's comeback chances?
8.5, 9.
Seriously,
I
that
do.
high?
Really?
Yes. Because I think he needs. I think he needs a physical and a mental and emotional break. I just think going into the season injured, having to rehab during the season, being out, don't know for certain, but I'm saying he's going to be out at least 2 months of the season, was more than he was willing to take. I think if he can get his mind refreshed, I think I misspoke earlier. I think his wife is expecting. He doesn't have a child. His wife is expecting, but he recently got married. And I think the thing is he just needed a break, Skip. I think Mr. Irsay also did the right thing by letting him keep the money. And that's not, every organization is not like this, Skip. The Detroit Lions, we saw 2 of their best players ever. They made them pay part of their bonus money back.
They did.
Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson. The Dallas Cowboys, Tony Romo retired, and Jerry didn't make him pay a dime back. And we see a situation like this. So it varies from organization to organization whether or not if you retire early, they recoup some of the money. But I think Mr. Irsay leaving up that possibility. And maybe he said, just make sure now, if you come back, I'm sure they're not going to relinquish his rights or anything, Skip. He's going to be on their books. He's going to be their property. And so I think he takes...
He has 2 years left.
2 years, yeah. So,
Currently.
Mr. Irsay said something. He's like, here's a guy that could potentially be walking away from $500 million.
$500 million.
That lets you know that where his mind is physically, and I commend him for that. But I'm gonna say 8.5, 9 that he comes back next year.
You make compelling points. Jim Irsay made compelling points during the going away press session, media session, because about 3 times he brought up, well, he could come back, and he compared it to Tiger Woods bouncing back, Michael Jordan coming back from his forced retirement. I'm not sure I want to put Andrew Luck in those 2 categories just yet, but still. I don't know. There's something about this. I'm going to go up to a 4. So I'm a little less than 50-50.
Okay.
Because I've never been sure that everybody talks about how Andrew Luck loves football. I've never been sold on that. Is he really all in? Is this his be-all and end-all to play football? He majored in architectural design at Stanford.
Yes.
I read a story about he was reading a book about concrete. He was fascinated by it. He tried to tell his teammates, you won't believe this concrete and that concrete, because he's into that. Well, who's to say with all the money that he's made, and obviously Irsay is leaving the door open by giving him the $25 million.
Right.
It's an enticement to say, hey, we were good to you. Maybe you want to be good back to us and come back after a year, and as you point out, where you kind of heal emotionally as well as physically, and then all of a sudden you're reinvigorated and you have a fresh start with us next camp, right? Next OTAs, whatever. But there's something about Andrew Luck that tells me he's got other vistas that he wants to conquer. He wants to do other things out there.
Maybe so, Skip, but here's a guy that didn't have a whole lot of national endorsements. I don't know what he had in Indy. Maybe
he has no social media at all.
I mean, every once in a while he'll tweet something from Captain Andrew Luck or so, you know.
No, that's something else, isn't that?
That's it. I think that's him. I think it is.
Not positive.
I'm almost certain that's Captain. Captain
Did you hear
Andrew
what
Luck.
Jerry Jones wants him to do? Become president.
Oh, really?
That was his idea. Maybe he could be our next president. That was from Jerry.
He ain't got enough baggage. He ain't got enough baggage in the club.
Probably true.
He ain't done enough evil.
Maybe a good sign.
It was not the way we trend. We're not trending in that direction. But Skip, I just think he gets away from the game. Skip is 29. I mean, and people are like, well, man, what do you do? What are you going to replace that with? I mean, this is a long time. I retired at 35. I was about to be 36. That's 7 years. That's 5, 6 years less. And I played 14 years. I think if he gets a break, heals up, gives his body ample time, there's no rush. Because even when he had the shoulder surgery, Skip, and he missed that year, it was still a rush to what? Get back. Now, he'd like to say, it might not be next year. It might be 2 years. But I'm on my own timetable in which I'm going to heal up.
We'll be watching. We'll be watching. Just hope he's at peace with the decision.
I know if the Cowboys had it, they'd be Super Bowl favorites.
Did the Redskins make the right call by going with Case Keenum over Dwayne Haskins? We talked about that last week. The decision has been made. That's next.